So good morning. I did have, look at me going all into the camera and stuff. Look at that. um, I did have something yesterday with a Patron person, and the way I felt about it, and I started to get angry. No, I started to get hurt. And what happens, and I explained this to someone actually on Instagram just recently, what happens is when someone goes on my Patron, they're paying to see these pictures and see the content. And while that is good, I feel like, I try to do my best to accommodate whatever it is they're asking, if they message or respond or ask a question. I really just try to message that back. However, this person was all about just wanting to have personal time with me and wanted to discuss my fantasies because he's read my stories. And I really felt super invaded. It was like, dude, just because I wrote those stories doesn't mean I want to talk to you about them, for one. And for two, why do I want to go through my fantasies with you at all? Anybody, I mean, and this isn't just him. I don't want to say, but those are personal too. I mean, when you discuss fantasy, when you write, you're writing, it's creative, it's whatever it comes out. But when you are discussing your fantasies with somebody, that's personal. To me, that's very personal. I know that I'm out there and I have pictures out there and I speak a lot, but discussing fantasies and things of that nature with somebody, it doesn't necessarily mean that that person needs to be a lover, so to speak, but it does need to be someone that you can freely open up with and someone that you know very well. And I really felt like I felt attacked. I really felt attacked. It was weird. And he wasn't distasteful. He wasn't rude. It was like, why would you expect me to want to even do? I don't get that. I don't get how, I understand too that when you put yourself out there and you put out pictures and people make you what they want you to be. And I also get that. They see this woman or whatever, and she's got these great stories, and it's everything you've ever dreamed of, and she's got to be that way, and she's got to be this. And that, I'm human, I'm so human. It's ridiculous. I get my feelings hurt. I'm not very confident about myself. So all of these things, and I have really huge trust issues. So no, I don't want to discuss these in detail. I don't. Has nothing to do with anyone's age or anything else. It's just not what I want to do. And I felt really invaded, and I felt really, it was weird. And so I was telling someone, I said, part of the issue is I don't want to, I'm nice. And there's a fine line. Okay, someone gets on your Instagram and they're talking about wanting to F you until you bleed and rape you and then just sending you dick pics and all of those things. Well, you block them. Those are easy. I've learned my lesson. I used to think I had to take it. I didn't. Okay, so that was one lesson learned. But there is the ones that are in between that I believe. Here's my thought on that: is some are in between, but they're smart. Like, they're gonna try to get to you without sending you that dick pic or talking nasty to you. They're gonna slither their way in and then bam, hit you. And they do, and I've had those too. So so when it comes to Instagram and social media, I'm on the ever alert. It takes a long time for me to start even messaging someone regularly or reaching out at all, because as soon as I do, then and it's happened. And so for those of you to understand why I don't reach out, it's not because of you particularly, it's because I have been burned so many times. And part of the reason why I get burned, there's one, I'm naive, and I am. I believe that the good in everybody is there, and on social media, that is so not true. Well, in the world, that's so not true. but I believe that way. So a lot of times that I get hurt because I believe someone is being genuine, and then they turn around and they're not. And especially on sites like mine, where people are just trying to get what they want. It's when it comes to sex or fantasies or sexual things, people are pretty brutal about trying to get their way, and showing their manhood or whatever that, or womanhood or whatever that is. So it was an interesting thing that happened, and I felt like too, well, my Patron, I have several people that have been on since the beginning and have supported me, and that meant a lot to me, because I started that because I needed the money, and it wasn't fake. I needed it. I was sick. I wasn't working. I had disability, but my daughter was trying to take care of me, and I felt like I needed to do something. And those people that supported me, especially during those early times, it meant huge. And then they've stayed with me. And to me, those people are the genuine ones, because they don't ask anything of me. They just say nice things. They appreciate, they're there for me. And honestly, they are, because when I reach out, they're there. I think that I felt very much like threatened that you're expecting all of this, but I've had people on my Patron for years, a couple years now, I think, that have stayed true to me, and maybe have come and gone to some degree, because it's not cheap by any means, but they come back and they're there, and they've supported me during hard times. They've supported me during my emotional times. They supported me during my good times too. So those are the people that I think deserve my attention, and they don't ask for it because they're genuine, and I think that's the key. And then I felt kind of like, I almost felt protective of my other followers. I'm like, you're asking for this PDF and you've only paid for 1 month, and that's why I changed my rule, because there's so many people that deserve it, because they've been a part of my journey from the beginning, and have supported me not only financially but emotionally. And people that have been there emotionally for me, and have just been there during that hard time, made me feel like I was still okay. I mean, you can't, nothing I can give them is enough. I mean, you can't repay that kind of thing. And so that, yeah, this guy really kind of struck a lot of nerves with me last night, and I was like mad, because I was mad because how dare he expect that he should get. I was really just kind of trying to protect my other patrons, and then got weird about it. But at the same time, I thought, why would you even? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if, because of who I am, and I'm nice, and I'm all of these things, and then they see this side of me, or they think that the erotic poems are all about me, that they start going, wow, look at that, I want that in my life. And I get that, fantasize about that, please do, but that's not me. And until someone actually gets to know me, they don't know me. They don't know what my true kinks are. I mean, yeah, I've taken pictures and collars and handcuffs and things of that nature, and hell, a little kinky when getting handcuffed, that's a little kinky. I'm not kinky, that's just fun. Anyway, I think it's too bad, because what I see a lot is in the older age group, they have not been able to experiment with their sexuality and their fantasies and things of that nature. And I get it, because a lot of people, were really blinded at that time, and being handcuffed was probably a no-no, and showed some other kind of something or other. But I think too, for a long time, people didn't know how to handle that. And there was a lot of any of that bondage stuff that was going on. The dominant person was doing it to literally be dominant, like to be mean, and to not respect that true dominant submissive relationship. And they didn't know about it, So I think a lot of these older folks, older than me, kind of just are really curious, and have always had these, fantasies, but they were never allowed to reach out. And there's a lot of people that don't explore, you know, fantasies or explore their sexual areas. And I never did. One of the reasons why I needed to get out of my relationship was because it was so unsatisfying. So in all kinds of ways, right? So anyway, I just wanted to kind of explain what happened, and I got long-winded. Take care.